Hi everyone, it's still your girl Indala and welcome to my YouTube channel. So today I'll be talking about my experience with a pacifier. Now this is the picture of the pacifier that I'm talking about for new moms or maybe old moms, second time mom and the likes of them like that. So now let me put up a disclaimer. This video is not to invalidate the effect or the use of a pacifier. I'm just trying to talk about maybe the fact that I abused it, maybe I overused it, and or maybe I abused it. I wasn't supposed to use it in a particular form and I used it. So this is me putting out this video just to help other moms that are in that line now, that are about to fall into that trap, so they'll be able to retrace their steps back. So now after I had my baby, considering that my baby was a bit cranky as a newborn, so days after we had him, we found out that we're always having sleepless nights. He sleeps around after 11 to 12 to 1 and the likes of things like that. And sometimes when he wakes up in the middle of the night, he cries even after being breastfed. So one night, my husband just suggested that we use the pacifier. Now, our first son didn't use the pacifier because the first time we tried to give it to him, he spat it out. Second time too, so we just returned the pacifier into the sterilizer that we got, because it was in the sterilizer along other feeding bottles. So we used the pacifier that night. Luckily for us, few minutes after we used the pacifier, it slept off. And I woke up in the middle of the night. I just found out that this boy had slept off and the pacifier had fallen off his mouth. So I was like, okay, this seemed like a safe haven. And so I told my husband. So the second night as well, we tried it. When he started crying, he's been breastfed. We've given him Infacol, at least for colic, considering that might be the problem. We did every other thing. Maybe air was in it, something, or the way they say it and all of that. Everything, he was still crying. So we just gave him the pacifier and that was it. So we already have a cure, so to say, for the crying that he was always crying. So we started using it like that. So anytime I want to get busy at home, I don't want to be disturbed, I just use the pacifier, to the extent that even Ayanfolua, his other brother, whenever he finds out that he's crying and maybe I'm busy, I'm like, Ayanfolua, I can't get, you just quickly go and pick the pacifier and give it to him. So that was how he got used to pacifier. 1 month led to 2 months, 2 months to 3, 3 to 4, 4 to 5, 5 to 6, 6 to 7, 7 to 8, 8 to 9. So along the line, I just found out that this pacifier that I was using had an effect on me, and also had an effect on me, or had effects on me, and also had effects on him as well. It wasn't feeding as much as it was supposed to. When I mean feeding, it wasn't lashing as much as it was supposed to. Because of course, whenever we get home and I want to get busy, I'll just use the pacifier for him. So it wasn't breastfeeding as much as it was supposed to. So most times it was always on the milk that we got for him. So we just take nan, and that was so every other time, just I could count how many times I breastfed him. I breastfed him during the day. I breastfed him during the day when he was much younger. So, but I guess because he was always in the crèche, from like, let's say morning after 7 to 8 till like 3, 4 that I will go and pick him when I'm returning from work. So maybe I didn't really notice that. This pacifier was toiling on the sleeping pattern. How do I mean? I found out that whenever I use this pacifier, few minutes later he sleeps off. And when it's not really the time that he's supposed to sleep, he sleeps for just 30 minutes, at most for 5 minutes. So the pacifier is in his mouth. After a few minutes, 5 minutes that he has slept off, it will remove. So that kind of sleep, I already know that he won't sleep long, maybe just 30, 45 minutes. Then the time that he's supposed to sleep normally, the pacifier will stay longer in his mouth, maybe for like 20 to 30 minutes. Then with that, I know that he's going to sleep for an hour, 30 minutes or 2 hours. So the pacifier was playing tricks on his sleeping pattern. So because he was now having short sleep, it disrupts the time he's supposed to sleep in the night. So aside his feeding pattern, it disrupted his sleeping pattern as well. Then the effect it had on me was that I was not lactating as much as I was supposed to be lactating, because I found out that the lactation process is dependent on how much the baby is lashing on the breast milk. So I wasn't, because of course I wasn't feeding him breast milk enough. I was not lactating. I could go to work from morning till 2, 3, 4, and I won't have any engorged breast or whatsoever. So as a result of that, so I found that, so I think months after, maybe like when it was like 5, 6 months, somebody was not asking me that, your breasts don't look like somebody that is breastfeeding. We just laughed it off. But then I had a second thought later that what could be the problem. Then I stumbled on a video of there's this Lizzie Ho, a lady like that just had a son some months ago, and she stated it in the video that the lactation process is dependent on how much the baby lashes on the breast. So I was like, oh, okay, maybe that's why I've not been having this engorged breast. Because usually, I remember when I had my first son, I was always lactating anyhow. In short, a few months after I had him, after I resumed, I think I resumed to, let's say, almost 3 months after, because I'd already spent some weeks before I gave birth to him. So I was always having, my clothes were always wet. I had to use double breast pad. So then all of a sudden it stopped. So I found out that it was because I was not breastfeeding as much as I was supposed to. That was how I was not lactating like that. So then even our own sleeping pattern too changed. But it wasn't like it was disrupted or something like that. So whenever I wake up in the night, instead of me breastfeeding him, but because I'm tired, my dad is tired, I'll just quickly put the pacifier in his mouth. Even my husband too, put it in his mouth just so we could have a sound sleep. So almost 9 months, and I just thought of it that I hope I'm not shooting myself in the leg with this pacifier, because I was already having this feeling about the pacifier. So I was like, okay, I think I have to stop this boy from using the pacifier. So luckily this Saturday morning, he woke up. I was in nostrils after the whole thing. I didn't see the pacifier. So I was like, I think this is the perfect time for me to stop this pacifier, because I wasn't having it anymore. So I stopped using the pacifier for him. It wasn't really cranky, but then I had to put up with some things, because of course I was the one that put him in that situation. So the short sleep he was always having kind of reduced. Now note, the pacifier is always used only at home. Whenever we're at home, we don't take it, it doesn't take it to the crèche. So in crèche, it just copes well. So I was like, okay, if he's coping well in the crèche without the pacifier, then he can definitely cope at home without the pacifier too. So the short sleep reduced. At least instead of having the short sleep for like 4 to 5 times a day, it reduced to like 2 to 3 times. And there are some days that he doesn't even have those short sleep, except the long one, maybe 2 hours, and that's fine. That's what he's going to have till. So now he sleeps, at least compared to before, he sleeps as early as, sometimes if he didn't sleep during the day, he will sleep as early as after 8. If he slept during the day, if he didn't sleep during the day rather, he will sleep maybe by after 8. Then if he slept during the day, let's say after 9, at most 10, he's going to sleep. So with that, now we have not regulated. Then he's actually eating well too. But now the issue is what he missed before is fighting for it now. Like usually with my first son, after 10 months, I think after 9 months, I stopped breastfeeding him during the day. So to help me to be able to wean him when he's a year old. So it was very easy for me to wean him after a year. After a year, I think a year and a day, I stopped breastfeeding him, and there was no problem either with him or me. So now, considering that he had been on this pacifier for 9 months plus, till now, I cannot even stop the breastfeeding during the day, because this is something he didn't enjoy as much as he was supposed to. So now I'm just trying to I just had to put up with that. So the original plan I had, I cannot go on with the plan now because of all of that. Then the sleeping pattern now, I found out that between the hour between 3 a.m. and 5 a.m. he wakes up more without the pacifier because he wants the breast to be in his mouth. And I can't sleep that way too. So now I have to be giving him another food. Initially, I was giving him cereal, but then I found out that I could take a tea and milk. So I was giving him Milo and milk. So that's what I've been giving him. So I had to wake up within 3 and 5. He could wake up like 2-3 times. And that's really disrupting my sleeping pattern because I had to wake up by 4:35 to prepare for the day and all of that. But then I think that is what I've put myself through. So I have to cope till it gets over it. So now back to why I'm putting out this video. This video is just to help any new mom that is watching this video, that is part of my subscriber, is stopping on this video, or second time, third time, fourth time mom, that you are in this line of using this pacifier as a safe haven. My dear sister, please retrace your step back because you are going to fall into a big trap. And now your experience might not be as tough as mine, let's say, and yours might be tougher than mine. So please, just to save yourself from falling into that trap, please retrace your step back. Because I remember I went somewhere, I went to Keja one time and I saw a woman so that had this pacifier in her daughter's mouth and all of that. Remember, I'm like, okay, I'm not the only one. So please, if you are seeing this video or you know somebody that is used to this, though all through the time I was using it for my son, I heard so many, no, especially from all those our moms. Ma lo fun, oh my jẹ́ kí inú ẹ ṣe gbá, ma jẹ́ kí inú ẹ ṣe àwọ̀, this one too say. But then, since I was receiving, it was helping me to get to do so many things. But now, once bitten, twice shy. I'm not going to fall into this trap if I'm going to have another child, because of course I already know that I fell into this because I didn't experience this with my first son. So please, if you are seeing this video, please don't fall victim. Don't fall into that trap. You might not find it easy to come out of it. So please, retrace your step back. Anyway, thank you very much for watching this video. I'm so grateful. If you're not a subscriber, or if you're not a subscriber, please kindly subscribe. Kindly, it wouldn't cost anything. Kindly subscribe, turn on your notification bell, give a thumbs up, and share your opinion in the comment section. Perhaps you know somebody that experienced this, or you're also experiencing this. Please share your opinion in the comment section. And for my new subscribers, I hope you are finding this environment conducive enough. And for my long-time subscribers, thank you for the love. I'm so grateful. Do have a great day until we see in our next video. Peace out.